So it looks like G Herbo has worked his magic behind the scenes, because days after the internet went into a frenzy after videos of him partying with both Taina and Ari Fletcher in Miami went viral, word on the street is that not only has G Herbo able to convince Ari and Taina to squash their beef, but he has also managed to convince Ari and Taina to start a poly relationship with him. What makes this whole situation crazier is that Ari seemingly confirmed the wild speculation, and it has left fans wondering what's really going on. Now, for those who may have not clocked on to this tea grab a seat and let me fill you in, it's no secret that Ari Fletcher and Taina don't get along. Their feud started after G Herbo ended his relationship with Ari shortly after she gave birth to their child. Weeks later, he went public with his relationship with Taina. Inside sources reported that Ari got mad at Taina because she believed Taina ruined her relationship with G Herbo and ruined what could have been a perfect childhood for her son. In an interview with Young Miami's Carisha Please, G Herbo opened up about his cheating habits and how he cheated on Ari with Taina. What made the situation worse was that he revealed he began dating Taina just weeks after Ari had their baby and was suffering from postpartum depression.
Yeah, I was dumb. I ain't know no better, man. I was just doing shit. I was just, you feel me, like just cheating. I feel like, I ain't gonna say I was just cheating, but it's like, me and Ari was at a space, and I didn't talk to her about this already. Like, I didn't already say my bid, my piece, and apologize. We was at a space where, like I said, mentally, like, I be going through shit, and I gotta, like, separate myself from shit. So me and her was having our differences, but that was no excuse to cheat on her. That was not why I cheated on her, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I didn't intentionally, like, do all, like, I want to cheat.
She said she was going through, like, postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And you cheated on her. You know, like, postpartum depression, that shit is really real.
That shit real. I ain't always naive to that, though. Like, I ain't never been around a woman who was, like, suffering from postpartum depression or none of that. And at the same time, when she was going through that, I had just lost, like, one of my best friends, you feel what I'm saying? I lost my homie C-Money. So I was, like, super stressed and shit, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't no excuse. I ain't make no excuse. I had to make peace with myself early on because I thought I was right back then. I'm like, man, fuck it. Ooh, like, we was at a space where we, like, wasn't communicating like that, wasn't having sex. I wasn't coming home, you feel me? Like, I'm sleeping in the studio every night. So in my brain, I'm like, all right, I ain't cheating because I ain't having sex with her and going having sex with somebody else, you feel me? Like,
Ari and Taina have been throwing subtle shots at each other, but things blew up when Ari called Taina out on her Instagram story and claimed her son came back with a scar and claimed Taina was responsible for it. She said, "How about to tell the truth for once? Tell them how my son came home with a scar on him and saying what Taina did to him while you weren't home, and even though he told you out his own mouth what she did, and he was crying and she didn't help him, and she's mean to him and he doesn't like her, and the shit happened while you weren't home," she continued. "I gave you a whole week to handle it as a father. You or her never called me about the situation. I called back to talk to her and tell her she can't be around my baby, and I was very respectful. And you sat up and said in front of her that my baby was lying. You said how you gone see your son if he can't be around her. LOL, what?" Taina wasn't going to allow Ari to get away with pushing out what she felt was a false narrative about her, and she responded to Ari's claims by saying, "I've allowed you to create false narratives about me in the past, but I will not let you create this narrative when it comes to a child that I have so much love for," she wrote. "I've always had to hide my love for Yoshon out of respect for you and your wishes." Taina continued, "I signed up for this even with all the drama that came with it. You've always had hope that we could settle our differences like adults for the sake of our children." She ended the post with, "I pray you find the healing you need." She then shares loved up photos of her and Ari's son Yosun to prove she indeed loves him. While we thought G Herbo stepped in to settle things between Ari and Tiana, Ari leaked Taina's phone number on her Instagram story, but took down the number a few minutes later after taking the phone number down. Ari took to Twitter to explain why she posted the phone number in the first place. According to Ari, the reason she posted leaked Taina's phone number was that she couldn't get in touch with her son, who was in Taina's care. She said, "My child was left in her care and she took my son outside somewhere and I called to talk to my son. She had my number blocked and told her mama I can't have her number and to take it up with Herb," she explained. "If I can't have a contact on who has my son because you don't like me, then you shouldn't have my son. So now everybody got your number, cause find somebody else to play with." Things went pretty cold between Ari and Taina, until a few days ago when the internet was stunned. When videos of Ari, G Herbo, and Taina partying in Miami hit the internet, the video had a lot of fans scratching their heads wondering what was going on because nobody believed Ari and Taina could be in the same room, not to talk of partying together. Hours after the video went viral, a fan tweeted about texting G Herbo for advice on dealing with their baby's mother. Surprisingly, Ari responded to the fan's tweet saying, "Advice on what? He ain't got shit to do with that. Y'all give these guys too much credit. We are two grown women. He didn't mend or coach us through shit. That was just us. But then inside sources are reporting that Ari is not being totally truthful about what went down and how G Herbo squashed their beef. The source revealed that G Herbo took advantage of Ari's issues with Moneybag Yo, spoke to her extensively about how she needs to end her beef with Taina. The source revealed that Herbo convinced Ari that Taina was not responsible for their breakup in the first place, that it was him. He told her he regrets it and wished they could come together as a family. Convincing Taina wasn't really much of a task, and videos of them in the club in Miami were their first public appearance together after squashing their beef. But then that's not all, because the source revealed that not only did they squash their beef, but G Herbo managed to convince both Ari and Taina into a poly relationship. I am not gonna lie, this is wild. I don't know how G Herbo was able to do it, but he has been able to crack what a lot of men are struggling with, and that's uniting their baby mothers. G Herbo squashing Ari and Tina's beef and starting a poly relationship had fans talking, and they left comments saying, I'm hoping they look at each other and be like, other than cheating, was he really that bad of a guy? So they can start a trend for poly. I heard Herbo is a chill, humble guy who is mad cool and to himself, so in my mind, it only makes sense for his BMs to become cordial at some point. Energy, brother, energy. Just have good energy and people will accept you for you. I'm sure you all know nothing about that. Ari was so mean towards Taina for no reason. I would never let her in my space. She literally told her she couldn't post pics of her son, made her take down photos, was saying she could still sleep with Herb, and threatened her mad times, but now they are besties in the club. Both dumb. So do you think G Herbo is really in a poly relationship with Ari and Taina? Or do you think there's more to this story than what is being reported? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out this next video.